I'm so happy and delighted to welcome Bong Sam Limon to our show tonight. Dr. Sam Limon is a Human Resource Director for Public Social Service. She served the community for over 30 years in LA County.
That is amazing.
Exactly. And DPSS is the second largest social service in the nation and third largest department county serving 14,000 people. So she began her career in 1989 and has risen through the ranks in her assignments.
Wow.
Yeah.
Pretty impressive.
Exactly.
And the list goes on.
Yeah. I mean, she went from being an eligibility worker to manager, including refugee coordinator for the department. In April 2012, Bong Sam was appointed to director in the Human Resource Operations section for DPSS.
Wow, congratulations. That is a huge accomplishment.
Thank you.
Exactly. And then, so her credentials include Bachelor's of Arts, Interdisciplinary Studies from Cal State University Dominguez. She got a master's degree in public administration from Cal State University Northridge. She's also a senior certified professional International Public Management Association for Human Resource.
Jesus.
There's more.
What?
There's more. But wait, there's more.
Okay.
We're almost done. Take
Like
an applause.
by the time you're done reading her bio, we're all done.
We're exhausted.
Oh my God.
The show is done. So Bong Sam is actively involved in the Asian community with Asian organization through LA County. She was the former president of LA County Cambodian Association and also currently the board member. So she's happily married to Mark Limon, who's
Happily married?
he's an amazing cook. All right, we saw.
I got to pluck that in.
Happily
Did you throw
married.
that in or did you throw that in?
I have to pluck that in because I'm getting free food tonight.
I would be happily married too. Look at all the crap she got. He cooks for her all the time.
Yes.
So anyway, getting back to the happily married couple, they just celebrated their anniversary. So
Yes,
congratulations.
Thank you.
How many years is
Thank
that?
you. 10 years.
Wow.
10 years.
10 amazing years.
Yes.
So she has 2 daughters and some amazingly cute furry doggies. So and a lot of extended family.
Yeah.
Without further ado, Bong Sam.
Thank
Yes,
you,
welcome.
Janet. Thank you so much, Nancy and Janet, for having me here. I absolutely admire the work that you do to highlight individual in the community so that there's opportunity for the next generation to see that in our community, not just in the Long Beach community, but to narrow it down further within our Khmer community, that there's people, individuals that have come, behind and make it something in their lives, and to be able to share our career and our life story, so the younger generation can see that, hey, I can do this, and want to be able to work in the service industry, and we don't get enough of that, and I think I always call the work that we do is a tireless but no recognition, but it is part of our core businesses that we go out and we do this day to day. We help the constituent, we help the people that need our help, and then when we get home, we're so exhausted. And on the weekend, we also do volunteer work on the side, but reminding ourselves that we should celebrate that, because you almost have to have the passion in that area to do the work that we do. And we don't actually look at it from that perspective until the other day. I was telling my husband about me being in your show, and he said, for what purpose? Why are you even in the show? I said, well, I think the show empower individual that make a career in a different industry, different organization, and we wanted to kind of elaborate on what we do so that people can see that we are among the mainstream workforce development, and that we want to share our story. So that's when I take a moment to realize what we do is so magnificent and important to the community, but we don't actually really highlight public servant.
Yes, I think you're being under highlighted. So, which is a great idea that Janet thought of you and wanted to invite you over. And I fully support, because you don't really hear people praise, oh, you know, this person, such and such, work for the county, did such a great job. You don't hear that in the community.
In the community, yes.
And but then yet you hear an athlete, you hear somebody who's celebrated, you know, get $1.5 million for a tiny, punching in the face.
Yes.
But we don't praise the people who work daily, especially like you, for over 30 years, just to serve the communities. And I can't imagine, 8 hours a day for 30 years. Good Lord, that's a lot of time,
a lot of hours, a lot of hours. And I might add, not 8 hours. So I work almost like 12 hours a day. I get at the house. Sometimes I don't get home until 8. But it's part of my schedule. But I love my work. I love the work that I do. I love that I'm able to help individual within our community, and then within the LA County community as a whole. I love that. I like to see that people become career-oriented, do something that to give back to the community. How awesome is it that I get to do it for a living, and yet I also help the community? And it's just not our community. And I know a lot of people kind of focus on minority, women in color, but we do more than just helping our community. We help in general. Right?
Yeah, Bong, share with us. Is there? I know there's so many moments that are special and significant for you. I remember I'm a good friend with Bong Barina, and that's how I met you. You know, because and it's so funny, when I met you, Bong Barina invited, and she was fixing up her backyard. Here's a funny story, okay? It reminds me of our wine and cheese. That's why I'm going to tie it in. So when Bong Barina invited me to her backyard, because she finally fixed it, so she had wine and cheese, and Bong Sam was invited, and we clicked like that. You know, I didn't know who she was, but like, you know how you and I talked, and like we click, and like there's something that person says that resonate with you. And so Bong Sam was just telling me about her career and how she started. She's like, yeah, I just started as a clerk, right?
Yes.
And I'm not sitting there. I'm going, wait, and now you're a director, and is how many years? 30 years. I go, and then you climb up the ladder, and it just made me feel so proud and so impressed. It's like that Khmer, like us, right? We're not born with a golden spoon in our mouth, but we actually, endure. And working for the county is not like they give you a lot of money to start with. And I know it's really difficult. Like Bong Barina, she worked for DCFS, and she shared with me some impactful moment when she helped with families and stuff. And she'll be hopefully our next guest. But share with us some things that maybe resonate or stick out in your mind that DPSS did that really is special to you, Bong?
I think, so LA County as a whole, LA County is one of the top employer within the nation, you know. And one of the things that I always look forward to is to share with people that DPSS, the work that we do in comparison to other county departments, is that we serve the constituent directly. We get people that the folks that are in the community that are vulnerable, that need the basic need. And when they walk into our door, we're able to provide the services that they need and connect them to other services that may be of not of interest, but maybe something that they also need that they don't know that they could qualify for.
Like what, Bong? Like, so our audience out there, what kind of help? Like welfare, food stamp, or like a little more?
So what we do in social services is that our main primary goal is to provide CalWork, CalFresh. There's CalFresh outreach all over the community.
And that's money for
people? So CalFresh is formerly known as food stamp.
Oh, okay. There we go. It's rebranded.
Yes. So our CalFresh program our Medi-Cal outreach program,
That's
and then
important.
our Cal work.
Okay.
So along the line of providing the services within the basic need of what you need, of course, you've got to qualify for.
Okay.
But the other program that people don't really talk about is our GAIN program, Gain and Grow.
Oh, I heard about GAIN.
Yes. So we also, this program is to help the folks that come through our door that are qualified for the services such as CalFresh, Medi-Cal, and CalWork. And we have in-home supportive services that they could also qualify to be a part of the Gain and Go program, where we help the individual, the adult, to be self-sufficient.
Okay.
And that's the other program that really we don't talk a lot about, but it's
like a job
it's a
program?
good program. It's a job readiness program.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So you know, it's like, Nancy, I always hear about, I don't get into politics, right? And I always hear people go, oh, people are so lazy. They always want to be on welfare and this and that. But the GAIN program actually gives people, employment or help them so that they're not, because my mom, when we come to the country, she doesn't want to be on welfare. And it's such a stigma, and so it's good that they kind of changed the name. It used to be the coupon, and now it's just
now it's a debit card. Yes.
Right?
BT card.
I would be the first person to admit that I was on welfare for several times during my younger years and when my children were younger, but it's something that if you were to stay on it and comfortable with it, then I think that's an issue. But if you really need to be on it until you get your foot back in the door or back on your own, then I think it's a great program, and I highly recommend it, especially young women, young mothers or young father out there that do not know that this kind of services is available, because when you are not searching for help, and then when your child is sick, the medical bill is expensive, and not too many people know that. And it's the stigma that welfare is a bad thing. To me, I don't think it's a bad thing at all. It's not. It's very helpful to something that you can use until you get back on your feet again, and I'm so grateful. Over the years, I've been on and off, because as a single mother, raising 2 children is not easy.
It isn't.
And then sometimes when you're in between jobs, you got to do what you got to do to support your children. And, I didn't want to go begging family for it, of course, right? So, I don't look at it as a bad thing.
And you have to look at it we always we value our job, but we always remind ourselves and our employees that we're really a paycheck away from the other end of the table. So at any point in time, any of us may be the constituent that walk into that door that says, what, I need the help. And it's available for families that need that help. So don't ever look at it as a bad thing. Now, our intent is to help family to get back on their feet. Is to be there to provide the CalFresh and CalWork, Medi-Cal. They're already tough situation for folks that who doesn't know where their next meal is going to come from for their children. So this is there for them.
So, Mom, tell us, you alluded to income qualifications. So give us an example of what is it? What is the new level for family of 4, single mom? Can you share with us that?
Okay, so we're not taping, right? So
we are.
We are, sorry.
We are.
So there's subject matter expert in different area, right?
Sure.
So my job is I get the fun job of DPSS. I look at it that way. I get to hire people. I get to promote people, right? To do the work that you just asked.
The VIP, okay.
I get to hire people to run the program, right?
Okay.
So, but the good part is that DPSS has a public-facing website. And the public-facing website, you go into the website, and we'll share this to make sure that you share this with your audience. And I definitely will provide the link so that people can go in. So I know I get asked this a lot when they said, you work for DPSS, Sam. I need to know if I'm qualified. And I said, oh, so you think I'm that subject matter expert, right?
Are you hiring?
Yeah. Are you hiring? Now, I can answer those type of questions.
Are you
right?
hiring?
But we do have a subject matter expert and program folks that can answer all those questions. But so my role, and I always look at it, my role's on the other side of the HR world, is that I do recruitment, I run exam, we hire people, we promote people, we control all the position movement within our department. So I always look at it that I get to always be the one to say congratulations, right?
Okay.
Right?
And that,
Which is a good thing.
Do you get to be the person that delivered the bad news too?
You know, so we do have sections. So in DPSS, because we're so big, 14,000 employees, our HR division is broken up to 5 sections. And I oversee one of the sections. So the 5 section, we of course have employee relation, internal affair, and all that. But at time, we do have to deliver the bad news. But it's never always, you know, there's already progressive a process in place. We don't want to get to that level. Yes, we definitely do not want to get into that level. We always want to look at it that whatever step that we take, that we are helping individual and employees to hold on to their county job. You do not want to lose that county job.
And you know what, you got a point, Bong, because I know like the county really likes to hire veterans too. You know, and they really like, they are the, from my just experience, because I was a vendor to County of LA, and so I experienced a lot of diversity. You know, and also different type of people that are employed there too. So, you know, it's amazing how many people are employed, and it's like a rainbow.
Right. So Janet, earlier you asked me to highlight some of the things that we do at DPSS in LA County, right? There's so many things that we do, it's very hard to pinpoint which one to highlight. But you brought up a veteran. So back in 2012, it's part of the board mandate, Board of Supervisors, that all county departments give an opportunity to our veterans.
Okay.
And we have special program for that. So we have the veteran program. And I'm very happy to share with you, which is a fact. So this is not something, so I'm going to highlight my department, right? That's what I'm here for. Not that the other departments are not doing a good job, but DPSS hired the most veteran within the LA County Department.
Oh, wow.
We hired over 300, you know, immediately because of the fact that we were in mass hiring phase during the healthcare reform back in 2012. We had the opportunity to bring folks in from various places, and the veterans program was very, it's a great opportunity for some of our constituents that have not had the opportunity to be able to go get a job in the private industry. So our Board of Supervisors made it a point to make sure that we built in program so that we give our veterans an opportunity. And we hire lots of veterans, and we still do, as a matter of fact, temporary, and then we move them into permanent position. So it's one of a program that we continue to value.
Wow.
So one of the things that I heard is that it's very, very hard to get your foot in the county job. Is that true?
Well, I think if you're looking at maybe 10 years ago, it might be a little bit of a challenge to get into position perhaps where you went to school for, right? But in LA County, we have 36 county departments, so there are many classification within our LA County departments. There's more opportunity. And I think that it might be the fact that people are not aware, that there's opening, you know, which I will also share. There's a website with your audience that we have. It is a county job application website where people can go in and put in their name and what field and what job that they would like to do, the system actually send out a notification when there's a opening within your area, within your field of interest or experience or expertise, and then you can apply there. So there's lots of opening, lots of opening.
Guys hear it?
Yes. Lots of opening. Yes.
Lots of opening.
Yes.
Yes. So
Yes.
for
you need
any
a
of
job.
you looking for a job,
Yes.
You hear it
Of
here.
course, we have entry level where people come in on an entry level, and then of course they have the opportunity to promote within the LA County family. So it's a good county to work in. Then of course, again, I'm biased because I have never worked in any other county department. I start with LA County when I was 19 years old.
Wow.
So I only know LA County, but I grew up in the LA County family, raised my girl, when I was working in LA County, got my bachelor degree, got my master degree while I was working, because the county also has an incentive for employees that actually want to go back to school because we value education.
Okay. That's what I was going to get into.
Yes.
Like, how do you balance between work and raising children and going to school at the same time?
At the same time, so at the time, I think it's my drive, and I think we all have a drive. We have a goal. I don't actually do, like, here's my goal. I wanted to be the director of the HR in DPSS. My goal is I have small goals, small steps, small milestone for me to get to whatever level. And I say, hey, I can do this. This is something I can do. So I get to the next level, and I keep moving. And, but it is hard to balance. And I think, we talk a lot about us as women and women of colors particularly, it's really hard to move up within the career ladder. And if we don't work hard, we almost have to be outstanding employees to be able to compete among all the other, of course, the typical workforce group that you see. So you do work really hard. So to have some balance, and I think you have to have a very strong support at home, your family support.
Yes.
For women, it's tough to balance because at the end of the day, I think family comes first for us,
Yes.
and then career comes second. It's easier for male. I think for male, it's almost career is the priority.
Yes.
So if there's not a lot of sacrifice on some of the male counterpart, and forgive me if it's not a true case for every individual situation, but if we're talking about the majority of women, it's very hard to balance that.
Yes.
And I definitely try to balance that by making time for my girls, speaking to them, letting them know where mommy sit within the organization helps, that there's time where I'm not going to be able to make it to, the dance rehearsal that they do, but they're well aware of where I am with team. I always tell my family that we're part of the team. And if one of the team feel like, hey, I'm not successful, I'm not doing well, then the other team have to kind of have some balance to help out, know. And I won't sit here and say it was easy. It was tough.
You know what? I would have to agree. You're in the public sector. I'm in the private sector. And I find that pabatmentena for female worker, whether it's private sector, public sector, especially Asian, being a minority Asian woman in the workforce is so challenging and so difficult. Speaking from my own experience, is that I would have to work extra hard and also, come home. If I work like a 10-hour a day, I would still have to come home, cook, clean, and provide for my family because, as a woman, you're expected to be the superwoman. And the man, right? We still have children, right? We still, have labor and we go through 9 months of misery. We love our children.
Of bliss.
Right? And then so the thing is, men, all they worry about, and there's nothing against men, but I'm just coming from, the perspective of a working mom. And I feel for working mom, and I applaud yourself and working moms out there that we have it difficult. Men, they get up, they don't get pregnant, they have such a clearer path.
They have easier
right?
way.
I say easier.
For
route.
some, not for
Easier.
everybody.
Not everybody.
for- yeah,
Absolutely.
Not,
Absolutely.
not for every man,
Yeah.
some men.
Yes.
Yeah.
But, you
Yeah.
know, I would love to sit here and chat with you some more because it is very interesting and we're grateful for you for giving us the opportunity here.
Thank you.
And so what would be the one thing that you can give advice to women out there who are single mothers? What kind of advice would you give them?
You know, so the only advice that I could say is to always try to find some balance. We definitely don't want to consume ourselves where we get lost, and we also have, and my boss always say sometimes, come up for air, you know, and I think it's a good reminder that at the end of the day, we do have to give family importance.
Yes.
And I'll be honest
Balance.
with you, you know, finding balance is very tough.
It is.
But I
Very,
think that if you have, as you surround yourself with positive people,
Yes.
especially strong women like
Yes.
you, Nancy,
Yeah.
Janet, if you know, surround yourself with a
Positivity.
core group
Yes.
of strong women that you do things with that encourage you to keep moving. There are times where, you know, you feel that you sacrifice a part of family for career.
Yeah.
And you're going to feel that because that's part of being a woman,
Yeah.
because
Yes.
we're nurturer at the
Yeah.
end of the day. But to give yourself that it's okay, it's not a sacrifice.
Yes.
That although you can't have it all, but you can have step by step, that you will find that balance. But surrounding yourself with good people that support you is very critical.
Yes.
Find that network of women. And I'm blessed, and I call them my villager. We do quite a bit of things together. I have a couple of core group that I go to really kind of cleanse my soul, you know, so that I'm able to come back and do this again. Because if I don't have that core group, it wouldn't be possible for me to go out there and give so much. And we as women, regardless of family, friends, or career, you do give, and you do give a lot.
Yes.
But that's the one message I always say: start off, and people will find their way. We're survival. We'll find our way. We'll find balance somehow.
Yes.
And so,
And I think this show is great because we're trying to give positivity out there, right? We're trying to give a forum and celebrate strong, unique leaders in the community, and that's why we invited you and our next special guest as well. Right, Nancy?
Well,
thank you.
Thank you so much for being here.
you.
And I look forward to hear more great things that you're doing for
you.
the community, because you're not just working for the county. We only have time to talk about you and your work
In
with
the
the
career.
county, but you also do a lot for the community. And I want to take this opportunity on air to say thank you so much for that wonderful award that you gave me a few years ago. I used to attend your events once or twice in the past before you gave me the award, because friends invited me and I attended. And then I was surprised when my assistant Sinuan called me and said, you know, LA County wants to honor you. I was like, what? How did they hear what we do? You know,
and we do.
Yeah, and so it's like one of those things that sometimes you get, you know, don't get recognized for the work you do, but then. And that was the time for me. It's like I was getting discouraged for all this work. And then we got to, you know, notice that you were honoring us. And it was like, oh, so thank God somebody is out there watching.
Oh, no, we one of the things that we honor greatly and follow what the Board of Supervisors always have within their initiative is that we connect with the community. And we connect with the community, and this is part of the job. It just happened. It comes so easy for me because I'm already connected with the community even before the board initiative comes in. It's very important for us, LA County, because we serve the community, that we, the employee, connect with the community some way, somehow, because at the end of the day, when the community do well, when the community is self-sufficient, and there's less and less that the county have to worry about, you know. and we recognize organizations that help the community, but yet don't really get recognized. So we basically came up with a plan and say we should highlight that, create a platform where we're able to highlight organizations like that you do, and you do it without really thinking about any expectation, because that's part of your passion. And we figure that's who we need to recognize. Someone that have passion to do this. So we were happy to actually select the Dream Beyond that help lots of the community elder that have meaning within their remaining life, to recognize that. I think we were honored to actually recognize that, and that's what we would like to do, is continue to recognize community within our Long Beach area and the LA area, the work that they do. We want to do that as well.
I had a great time.
Thank you, and your board members.
Thank you.
So,
Thank you.
In closing, would you?
So I just wanted to give you credit,
Yes.
if I may, in closing. So people wonder, how do I know Nancy, right? People are like, how do you know her? So I was invited by a friend, Monica Matson, the beautiful Monica.
Yes.
Mutual friend. She had her function, what, November?
In December.
December, right? Nancy was not known to me, but I saw her Facebook profile. I was like, who is this woman? Woman of the year. I was like, interesting. She's really confident. Okay. And then so when I attended her function, it was for the seniors. Remember? It was fun. It was she had a co-host, not me, but now she picked a prettier co-host.
Yes.
So of course she did an amazing job.
And you, without knowing me, sponsor a table for the seniors. So thank you, and thank you to your husband very much.
My husband's very supportive.
Yes, that's good to know.
Great.
So thank you for joining us, and this is it.
Thank you
you
very
are
much.
watching.
And this concludes our show. Thank you so much for joining us for this episode.
Thank you for watching Real Talk.